Hello, everyone. So I decided to record this in early access still. I'm just going to go through the character creator. I thought it would be really fun to make a video showing the differences between the final early access version and the full game when it releases. So I'm just going to go through the character creator, make a little character and stuff, and then we will, once the full version releases, I will do the same thing, just kind of a little comparison video. Alright, so we're gonna hit new game so that we can get a new character started here. So these are some of your potential companions. Okay, so we're gonna skip this because this is just gonna be about the character creator. We're not gonna watch that opening cutscene. So you're gonna have origins that you can start as. So it has some of them listed here, but there will be more when the full game releases. So we're gonna go with custom. You can have female looking or male looking bodies. And then we're just gonna be custom. So over here, we've got our current abilities, which these will change. So we're gonna, update all of that. And then down here, if you had any friends that were playing, you can invite them. All right. So currently we have elf, which you can be high elf, wood elf. That's it right now. We've got tiefling. There's a couple different types of tieflings that you can be, or well, a few different that you can be right now. They are going to be releasing more races and sub races and such when the game actually drops. You've got your drow. There's two different types of drow. You got human, which is just human. There's no other type. You got the Githyanki, dwarf, which there's various dwarfs. Half elf, which is half elf, half human. And you could be just half high elf, half wood elf, or half drow. You've got your halflings, which different types of halflings, and different types of gnomes. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna play an elf in my game with a friend of mine, and maybe a drow in my personal game. I'm not sure, but let's go through the elf creator, just because that's probably my most commonly played race when I play any type of like RPG or tabletop games or anything like that. So they come with a cantrip right off the bat. Looks like we've got a few different ones: Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Friends, Light, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, and True Strike. So these are just from me picking High Elf if I go that route. I think I'm going to stick with the Firebolt. I can also be a Wood Elf, which I wouldn't get that cantrip then. So I think I'm going to keep that. So you've got Keen Senses, Dexterity, +2, which these are something, having like the traits or like the ability scores bonuses, that's going to change with the full release. So instead of it being set to your race, you just get to pick where you want to put a +2 and where you want to put a +1. Fey Ancestry, Dark Vision, different proficiencies, things like that. Alright, we're going to go with appearance. So I went, you can be male, female, or non-binary. So even though I appear female, I can be male. There's different voices.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something.
Be wary. This place.
It's opened.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
Back there.
So you can have so many different skin colors. I mean, really, whatever you want it to be. Even though I'm an elf, I can still have like this tint. We can have red tints, blue, purple that you would, oh, that's not, okay, not as purple as I was expecting. Up here, okay, here we go. Here's like the more purpley drow colors, like, I mean, there's so many different ones. So I think I want to go, like, I like that one. Okay. And then eye colors. So something they're going to be adding to the full release is going to be heterochromia. So you can actually have two different eye colors. But right now, It's just one eye color in this version. So let's go with... I really like the way those ones look. But I think let's just go with this for now. So in the hairstyle, you have to actually like cycle through all these, but I believe in the full release they're gonna have like actual like portraits you can pick from, so you don't have to like cycle through them all. I personally am a huge fan of long hair, so probably gonna pick something with long hair. You know, I think I kind of like that hair on her. So again, you've got different hair colors and such. When it actually releases, I believe there's going to be even more. I think the red looks nice on her. So you can also then choose highlights. And then you can like decide how intense you want that highlight to be. So I think I kind of like the way the blonde looks with the red. And then you can also add, like, graying tones to it. I'm gonna leave the gray off. And you can have tattoos, which I'm assuming there will probably end up being more upon the final release. And you can also add scars in the final release. And then I think there's gonna be, like, makeup and piercings as well. You've got your different colors. Let's go with black for this one, and how intense you want it to be. Okay, there is makeup in this version as well. So we're gonna zoom in so we can see it better. You know what, let's just be simple with it. But I will kinda, let's cycle through them a little just so you can see them. Actually, kinda think that looks cool with the tattoo she's got going. Alright, so we've got class. So, this is another thing. There's going to be more classes upon the final release. So we've got Barbarian, Bard, Cleric. Actually, let me zoom out so you can see the outfits. So Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Let's look a little bit closer. So with Barbarian right now, just regular Barbarian. There's no subclasses or anything. I don't remember off the top of my head what the subclasses are going to be, so I'm not sure which ones are going to have them and which ones aren't. So you've got your Bard, Cleric. So with Cleric, you already have some different subclasses you can pick, and you can pick who you want your deity to be. And then you've got like starting instruments for the Bard, and down here it's like shows you what your class actions are and the class features. And cantrips and spells for being a bard. With a barbarian, there's not really anything special to pick. Sorry, I was kind of skipping over things without realizing it. So again, as a cleric, got cantrips, prepared spells you can start with, class features, subclass features, druid, cantrips, prepared spells. I believe druid is one that there's going to be different types of druids. I want to say, I think there's like a spore druid. That'll be a thing. So fighter. You can pick your fighting style. Paladin has subclasses currently, which I believe there will be more upon release. You've got your ranger. You can pick some different things that go with your ranger. Rogue. Sorcerer. Which, again, draconic bloodline, wild magic. So with the draconic bloodline, upon full release, I believe you're going to actually have scales. Like, due to being draconic. And then we've got Warlock, which is what I think I'm probably going to play. You've got different subclasses based on that. So with a Warlock, you're bound to a deity. So this is like different ways, basically, I think. Bound to an all-powerful patron. Yeah, no matter what, you're bound to a patron. It's just... And then you've got wizards. So then So we're gonna look at Warlock, I think. So you've got the Fiend. Warlocks in service to the Fiend works towards corrupting, destructive ends, intentionally or otherwise, and receive hellish blessings in return. And then you've got the Great Old One. So they're bound to eldritch beings in the far realms, work towards inscrutable goals, gaining strange powers over entropy in the mind. So this one sounds more like it's for chaos. This one sounds like it could really be either way. So you've got different cantrips you can pick from, different spells you can pick from. You've got your class features, and then your skills. So you can pick, it looks like you can actually pick which skills currently you want to be your proficiencies. And then we get religion from my background. I'm gonna go with intimidation just for this. And then I don't have proficiency in. So then here I've got skills, religion, insight, perception, based on those different things. Wondering where the acolyte thing is. Did we put that in my... Oh, that's here with the origin. Okay, that's what I missed. So in the background, you've got different acolyte, charlatan, criminal, entertainer, folk hero, guild artisan, noble, outlander, sage, soldier, urchin. I believe there's going to be more upon the full release. So I think for her, I mean, you can really like go through and optimize it. I think just for the sake of getting through this, because right now I'm not optimizing, I'm just kind of wanting to look at different things. We're gonna see that. So now you'll see that the Arcana and History are now based on me being Sage. So then you've got your abilities. So it's a point buy system. So let's get all of our points back so you can see this. Now, again, you're gonna have, upon the full release, regardless of what race you are, you can pick +2 and +1. It doesn't matter. Currently, based on me being an elf, I have set ones. So here are like just the default abilities it's given me. I've got dexterity already from my race, and then my intelligence has gone up based on race. So with the point buy, you just put the points in, whatever little buckets you want to get them like high. I believe the highest that you can get in the character creation without your like +2 and +1 is 15, but with your +2 and +1s, so we've got dexterity is one of mine, I can get up to 17 in that one. And then if you actually click on it, it shows you the different like skills that go with that. Constitution is just for your hit points. So yeah, and you can hit use recommended, and so on and so forth. So then, let's just use recommended. So then, after yours, you get to create a kind of a side character. I won't talk about really who this turns into, but there's this little other character you can create of like, what are you attracted to? So you know what? I think drow are cute, so you essentially have the same like customization, like options: skin color, tattoo, hair color, hairstyle. You get to pick their subrace, their identity, and their appearance, their voice, all that good stuff. You just don't pick their class like you do for yourself. So then at that point, you hit venture forth, and there's the game. So thanks so much for watching, guys. So as soon as the full game releases, I will be recording what that character creation looks like. Alright, so the full game is out now, so we're gonna run through what the character creator looks like now versus the early access. So already our starting screen is different than the one in early access. We have this really good view of the city of Baldur's Gate. So then, when we click here, like at whatever button or click or anything like that, then it descends into the cave, and you get the same music that we had in early access. So we've got this nice view here. This is the symbol of Baal. If you have played 1 or 2 or listened to recaps or anything like that, you should recognize that name. So we're gonna go with new game, just so that we can go through the character creator here, and just whatever difficulty, doesn't really matter. And then this is just beautiful loading screens, and they'll change as you're playing the game and stuff. So we're not going to worry about we're not going to do the opening cutscene since this is just about character creation. So now, in the early access, we could not access the origin characters. You could only do custom. Now we have access to our origin characters, as well as a new one called the Dark Urge. The Dark Urge is the only customizable origin character. The rest of these cannot be customized. So then something they've done with the origin characters is when you click on them, you can actually listen, like they have a little introduction they play. So I'll play Shadow Hearts here just to give you an idea of what that looks like.
My name is Shadowheart, loyal servant of Shah, goddess of darkness and loss. There is little more I can tell you than that. My Lady Shah tasked me with a mission of such secrecy that I surrendered great swathes of my memory in order to safeguard the knowledge of it. All I know is that I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate, and that nothing can stand in my way. My goddess is watching.
They're those cute little things to have us get to know the character we're playing if you're going with an origin character. But for the sake of just seeing the character creator, we're gonna just go with a regular custom character. So now we've got all of the races available to us are elf, tiefling, drow, human, githyanki, dwarf, half-elf, halfling, gnome, dragonborn, and half-orc. So let's click on each of those. So you've got elf, tiefling, drow, human, githyanki, dwarf, half-elf, halfling, gnome, dragonborn, and half-orc. So with a lot of these, we also have different like body types. So you've got your one that you're used to from early access, and then you've got a buff version of them, basically. Not all races have those different versions, though. So with tiefling, you've got the horns. What's cool with the horns is you can like actually customize their color and everything now. With Dragonborn, there's so much happening here. So like you can change the dragon color. I believe it's based on your sub race is how you select that. And then what's cool with them is if you select the sorcerer for your class and go with a draconic bloodline, you get these cool what's the word I'm looking for? Aesthetic to your scales to go with that. Because if you weren't playing Dragonborn, like let's say we were just playing an elf, see, we've got the scales because we have the draconic bloodline for sorcerer. So they've really, really fleshed it out since early access. And then with the Dragonborn, so you've got all your various, like, your look changes based on all the different dragons that you pick. And then, alright, let's go. So let's just go with Drow, just for the purpose of, like, going through everything. Let's get rid of this draconic bloodline. Alright. So, with Drow, so here's just a really good example of, like, the different ways that, so you've got your Lothsworn, and it describes what that means. And then, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea how to pronounce this. But you've got your other type of Drow that are not sworn to Loth. So with your Elf, you've got High Elf, and you've got Wood Elf. Tiefling. So you've got Asmodeus. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know how to say that. And Zariel. We've already been through Drow. With Human, there is no sub-race, it's just Human. Same with Githyanki. With Dwarf, you've got your Gold Dwarf, your Shield Dwarf, and your Dwagar. So the Dwagar are, like, they're from, the Underdark. They're kind of like the dwarves version of the Drow, really. With half-elf, you could be high half-elf, wood half-elf, or Drow half-elf. With the halfling, you've got Lightfoot and Strongheart. With gnome, there's rock, forest, and deep. So deep is, again, from the Underdark. You've got your Dragonborn, we went through that one, and then you've got your half-orc, which doesn't have any sub races. All right, so just the purpose of going through the different options, let's go through what a drow's like. We're just gonna leave it on Loth since we're just doing aesthetic. So you've got your different classes. So with Barbarian, you've just got Barbarian. With Bard, let's see. Yeah, you've just got Bard. With Cleric, you actually have subclasses. So there's Life, there's Light, Trickery, Knowledge, Nature, Tempest, and War, which all gives you different attributes, basically, like different spells and subclass features and stuff like that. And what's cool when you switch the classes is you actually get this little, like, bit that kind of shows some aesthetic of the class. Alright, so we've got our Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, which with the Paladin, you've got Oath of the Ancients, Oath of Devotion, and Oath of Vengeance. Then we've got our Ranger. Rogue, Sorcerer, which you've got Wild Magic, Draconic, or Storm. Then we've got our Warlock. So Fiend, the Great Old One, or Archfey. And, last but not least, Wizard. Personally, I've been playing Warlock. But it doesn't really matter what we're picking here since we're just going through this so we can see some of the like aesthetics. So let's just go with Cleric. So you get like different cantrips and stuff like that based on your class. Some classes have overlapping cantrips. We're just gonna leave these the same because I just kind of want to see the aesthetic pieces of building. So we've got our different subclasses. We're just gonna leave it on Life. And then you can select your deity. Who it looks like, because I'm Lothsworn, it can only be Loth. I would imagine... Okay, yeah. So picking the other type of drow, since I'm not sworn to Loth, I can do any of these. So we've got Selûne. Some I can't say the name of. There's like a bunch of different options here. And it tells you what's different about them. So it looks like... We actually don't have Shar here, which is who Shadowheart worships. We've got Mistra, which does kind of tie in with Gale's story. I won't go into details there, but you got Tiamat. That's really cool. That's a name that I know from playing Pathfinder and stuff like that. So anyway, you also have a background that you could select. So you've got the Acolyte, the Charlatan, Criminal, Entertainer, Folk Hero, Guild Artisan, Noble, Outlander, Sage, Soldier, and Urchin. This will change skills. It kind of gives you a little, like, backstory, basically. So you've got your abilities, and you can assign what gets a +2 and what gets a +1. It auto does it based on what class you're picking, what goes with your class well, but you can change it to whatever you want. You can clear it. You can also change your skill proficiencies. And then prepare your spells for Cleric. So we're going to edit appearance here. So you've got, like I said earlier, you've got your different body types. And then you can select your identity. Male, female, non-binary, other. And we've got different voices.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Be wary. This...
It's opened. I wonder...
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura.
Where to next?
Alright, and then you've got your different, like, kind of face shapes and such. Alright, so our skin colors. Even though I'm a drow, I can pick whatever skin color I want. I don't have to be a drow color. I can be green for all I care. I can be red, be more of a fey color. I can just have normal skin colors, like browns and whites and things like that. I can be purple, like drow tend to be. Lime colors, like, you can be whatever you want. But if you want just, like, the natural ones for these races, then you don't have to click on those. So we're gonna go with, like, the dusk color for drow, just because that's what they tend to be. So we've got scarring now. So it looks like this is nothing. There's no scarring. This one's over the eye, and there's a little thing on the chin. Got some across the face, more face, and they just kind of cycle through them. I'm a sucker for a good eye scar. So then you can also kind of decide how mature they look. So now you'll see with the slider all the way over, she's got some wrinkles. You can give her freckles. I don't think they really like... You can kind of see them, but not too much here on this drow face. Oh, wait. The intensity. Yeah, there we go. So now it lights up more. And they added this. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how to pronounce that. And I don't want to butcher it. I'm super bad with sounding things out. But this is a real skin condition. So that's really cool to see the representation here. I'm not going to go into details with genitals since this is something I'm uploading on YouTube, but that is something you can do too. In the options, you can choose that no nudity will be shown, and then that option won't be here. Alright, so we've got our body art. So these are like tattoos you can go through. They've got a bunch of different options. This one's pretty cool. Oh, wait, let me go back up actually. Alright. We've got the different tattoos. I really like this one. There's one I have on one of my characters that's just like... Where is it? Just like birds on the face. On one of my characters... Which one is it? Here it is. This is what I have. One of my characters, I have just this one. You can choose your tattoo color. And how intense you want it to be. And then there's piercings, which are in your ear and on your face. So there's lots of different choices here for the piercings. So we're just gonna stop on this one. And then your eyes. What's cool, you have heterochromia, so you can actually have different colored eyes. And so this is kind of like what's typical, but you can select all and have access to all the eye colors. Let's go with the heterochromia because I want to see what that difference is. So here in my left eye, go with that one, and then over here in... Oh, wait, that was my right eye. My bad. Let's do, like... Yeah, so you've got the different, like, eye colors here. So makeup. You've got different eye makeup you can do. Let's go with the intense one. So then you can pick, again, whatever color you want. You can decide how intense you want it to be. You can make it, like, metallic looking. You can make it glossy. You can do both. And then you've got lip tint. Again, you know, whatever color you want. And then how intense you want it to be. You want it to be metallic. You want it to be glossy if you want both. Personally, I kind of like the combination of metallic with the glossy. And then you've got your hair. There's so many different hairstyles you can pick from. So you've got ones that are up. You've got down with curly hair. You've got straight hair. You've got short hair, long hair. I think there's even some that are... You can have no hair. Various types. Personally, I'm a sucker for long hair, whether it's up or down. I just like long hair. So you've got all these different ones you can click through. Let's go with this one. Alright, so with our hair color, again, we've got a bunch of different choices. So I'm gonna go with this kind of like reddish black color. Highlights. So you can have it select all so that it brings up more. So whatever you want. So like the blue with the red looks kind of cool. It gives it like a purple color, brighter blue. So there's more purple. You've got some red. I mean, other purples, like literally anything you want. And then how intense you want those highlights to be. And then you can have graying hair. In fact, you know what? Let me make this highlight dark so you can actually see the gray hair. So you can select your graying intensity and then select how you want the graying. And then last, we've got our facial hair. So for her, she doesn't get any facial hair. But let's go, how about, let's switch her race now. Let's go to dwarf so we can look at that and edit appearance. Now I have facial hair. I think drow just don't have facial hair. And then, you know, you can make the beard and the mustache whatever color you want it to be. Like, again, we can make it that blackish red color if we want. And then the graying can be whatever we want. We'll go back up here. So there's the regular hair color, but what about highlights? Go with black on the highlights. Or even see what purple looks like. Or maybe even the blue. And then once again, you can do the graying. So anyway, so that is Baldur's Gate character creation. You can get really in-depth with it. Let's go ahead. Let's look at Dragonborn. Let's see what they look like now. Alright, so subrace. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the color red, so let's go through a red Dragonborn. Class doesn't really matter. Actually, you know what? Let's do the sorcerer with the draconic bloodline so that we can see those cool accents to the scale. Dragon ancestor. So we can pick whatever we want the dragon ancestor to be, and that's going to change how the accents look. You know, I really like the way the black dragon looks on there, so let's do that. And then edit appearance. So we've got the different face shapes, just like we would if we were playing something humanoid. You can have the different way, it calls it a crest. You can have the different way that your head looks. Change up your chin. And then your jaws. And then even though, so like, technically my skin color should be red because of the dragon I picked, so that's why it's limited here to red. But it doesn't want to hinder you. You can be whatever color you want to be. So like, I could even be purple. Purple's my favorite color, so fuck it. We're gonna go with purple here. And then again, you've got your genitals. So our body art. There's no tattoos for Dragonborn. However, I can still do piercings if I so choose. Which I don't think you really see here. I don't have ears for my piercings to go on. And I think the eyebrow piercings kind of blend in. So our eyes, once again, we can do heterochromia. So let's go with the flame white and the flame. No, I think that's cool. That's not too much purple for me. And then makeup. There's not really like a lot going on for Dragonborn, because they kind of blend in. It just looks like their face, but it still adds some to it, and I think that's really cool. So again, your intensity, your color that you want it to be. And then lip tint, even though, you know, I don't have too much going in the way of lips, I can still pick whatever lip tint I want. Draconic bloodline. So I can choose not to have the accent from my ancestry. But if I do want it, I'll want it. So it's going to be black because I selected black dragon. I can pick various types of black. I think I like this one. Oh, the blue one actually looks pretty cool. But I can select whatever color I want, really. And then we've got our tail. So I can choose not to have a tail, or I can choose various tails. So there it is. There is our Baldur's Gate 3 character creation. I've definitely had a lot of fun with this game. I've really enjoyed building characters and messing around with appearances and stuff like that. I really hope you guys enjoy the game too. The devs have obviously put a lot of love and thought into this game, and I appreciate it so much. And I'm so happy that it's finally released so that the devs could share their vision with you, and I'm excited to be playing it. I've played a lot of the early access, not as much as some others, but I put about 45 hours into the early access, and I've put a lot into the fully released game now, and I'm so happy it's here, and I hope you guys are loving it too. Thanks so much for watching and going through this character creation with me. I appreciate you so much.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
Alright, so the last thing that I want to share here is, before it had like a thing about like who do you dream of. They changed it and now it's you need a guardian, choose one. So it's the same thing really as the character creation. You're just going through creating somebody that you'll see pop up at certain points in the game. There's not really much you can do with, like, you don't pick a class or anything like that. You're just customizing how they look. But all the customization options are the same. You've got your sub-race, your faces, your scarring, identity, voice, all that good stuff. So it's aesthetically, you're looking at the same thing as you are in character creation. So anyway, once you get through that, you get on to playing. And when you play, I hope you have the best time. Happy adventures, everyone. Unless, of course, you're doing an evil game, then you'll be having fun, but everyone around you, maybe not so much. Thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. And I really hope you enjoy this game as much as I have.